So guys, welcome back to Call of the Wild. Myself and Taco have just finished recording a 2-hour episode for you guys. But as always, things don't always turn out the way you expect, and the audio had completely failed on the video. Now, I did manage to save some of the video footage, so I will be putting snippets of that in this one. But the basics of what we did today, and we're going to try and go over some stuff because there's some important points that I want to let you guys know about. So, first of all, today's episode is based on the challenge. Once upon a time in the Hunter, harvest wildlife down with lever action rifles and revolvers in Leighton Lake. And as you guys can see, we did it. We've already done it. But I think what we're going to do is still imitate that so you guys get a feel or an idea of what we did in today's challenge. And it's really cool as well. I like playing around with the lever action rifles and the revolvers. Also, I've bought a new rifle. You'll notice this thing isn't actually the Model 86 anymore. I got the Coachmate, which looks really sick. I'm going to stand still while I'm talking to you guys to see if it does the animation, and you can get some sort of idea of what this thing looks like. There we go. Just pulled it up. Right on cue. So things are going right today, Taco, or at least for this part of the recording. Everything's working. We're back. But like I was saying to you guys at home, we went over quite a lot of stuff in this episode, and the first thing I'm going to let you guys know about is a survey that the devs released to the public, or to the players of the game. And for the majority, I'm going to keep mentioning this, guys. For the majority of this episode, me and Taco have just been discussing things that might be coming to Call of the Wild. And it's actually quite exciting because the devs are actually getting input from the players on what we want to see. So the first thing that we mentioned in today's episode was there was a section on there. There was a huge survey that you could fill out depending on what you wanted to see in the game, things that the devs could potentially add to the game, whether or not you'd like to see added to Call of the Wild. The first one was vehicles. Now, they had a couple of options in there. There was, what was it we said, Taco? There was a dirt bike. There was a
Jeep type
yeah,
vehicle.
like a Jeep off-road vehicle type Jeep thing, which would be really sick in the game. There was, what was it?
Snowmobiles.
Snowmobile on Medved. Oh, that'd be... I want that in the game. So we said that, didn't we, when the map first dropped, or when it was about to drop, the snow map.
Yep.
How good it would be
kayaks.
if there was...
Kayaks
Oh, yeah,
and,
kayak and dinghies. That was another one.
Yep.
Yeah, so as players, if you filled that survey out, you were able to choose what you would like to see in the game. If you're like me and Taco, then you just filled everything in. That's what I did.
Click.
Yep, I just filled all of it out as much as I possibly could. We filled pretty much everything from all the vehicles that they had, because everything that they everything that they had on the list, if they added to the game, it would be so good. Things like the kayaks in these lakes. Like, look at that lake behind Taco over there. Imagine just going through that on a dinghy or on a kayak, whether it be fishing or whether it be just going across it. It'd be, and even just as a shortcut as well.
That was another option in a different category, was what we would like to see added with fishing or different reserves and whatnot. So I definitely clicked fishing was one of them.
Yeah, it was, wasn't it? It was like an extra section. So basically what we're referring to, guys, is this survey. If you filled it out, you'll know what we're talking about. If you didn't see it, like I keep saying, we got given a survey and there was multiple things on there that you could choose from that you wanted to see in the game. What Taco's just said is there was a separate section where you could pick additions to Call of the Wild. So would you add birds? Would you add fish? Would you add more animals? And like we did with the vehicles, we pretty much picked all of them. We added birds. We wanted fish. We wanted fishing in the game. We wanted pretty much everything that there was a choice to pick from. I'm guessing you did the same, Taco. I just added everything. I was like...
And anytime there was a spot for other, I'd enter or select that and just type in...
yeah, just additional things that they could add.
Yeah, stuff that we've talked about in the past. And I probably spent 15, 20 minutes on this survey because a lot of it was me sitting there in the other section adding information and stuff and issues that we ran into and whatnot.
And what me and Taco did say in this episode that is never going to see the light of day because the audio is broken, but you are going to see footage, is that we may as well move, Taco. I don't think they're going to come in.
Yeah.
We were just here for a second because this has been a really good zone for elk. I'll show you where we are on the map. We're just at the base of Mount Leviathan. This area here, there's actually a Roosevelt elk need zone. And I've done a couple of missions here on Leighton Lake, and there's been a ridiculous amount of elk. So I wanted to travel over here to see if we could get some today. But also in the survey, aside from the vehicles and what else would you like to see added to the game, there was a whole list of options. They mentioned if you were to add, or if they were to add a new reserve, what type of reserve would you like? Now, I want to know from you guys, because you always ask me this on Twitter. A lot of people ask me this on Twitter. What else would I add to Call of the Wild? And they actually mentioned the thing that I want in the game. Taco's is slightly different, but it's still a reserve. They said you could either add a tropical, safari reserve, or some kind of desert reserve, or some type of desert reserve. Now, I picked tropical, because I don't know, I just think the setting, especially with this engine, with how nice they make these areas look, like late in the lake, look how beautiful this is. It's still a gorgeous game. And just imagine this on a tropical scale. I know they've got it in the Hunter Classic. I believe that's a recent either DLC or some kind of update that came to the game. Oh.
Moose.
I feel my moose. But what did you pick, Taco?
I went with the Arizona desert type, but then I think there's a Colorado mountainous reserve, but I feel we got that almost with this already, so I wanted to do the Arizona one personally.
Yeah, something a little bit different.
Although tropical would be cool, because I mean, I've never done any type of tropical hunting. That'd be a lot of fun to do too. I mean, whether it be, I don't know, what would that represent though?
I'm trying to think. I don't know, because at this point in time, I'm just thinking about how beautiful the map would be.
Yeah, and that is a huge key to this game is just
the
the
visuals.
beauty of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What did you say would be on the map that you would choose, like an Arizona type desert or a desert style map?
You have different types of deer down there still. Then you have your coyotes and pigs, wild pigs. But then you also have mountain lions, bobcats. Possibly.
Yeah, I said that before to you, didn't I? Mountain lions would be interesting, because I think a lot of people in general want to see more predators added to the game.
Yeah, and that'd be key. And I think if you did the Colorado, I think then you'd start including wolves, bigger. You know, some when it comes to predators, you know, you're looking at like a bigger dog.
I don't know if they had wolves on the survey that we were filling out, but we've touched on that before as well, haven't we? How wolves would go really well in Medved.
Yes, in Medved, mainly Medved. And when it comes to this area here, wolves are endangered. So then you're dealing with a protected species.
Yeah,
so
not so much a map like this, but on even so on Medved, it'd look cooler as well, because like the setting of it being like a really cold reserve, like exactly how you would imagine it, like when you see it on the wildlife programs. So there are just a few of the things that were on the survey. Now, one thing I mentioned earlier on in the episode, which you guys are never going to see the light of day from, is how would you guys feel? And let me know about this in the comments. How would you guys feel about the devs adding a drone to this game? Now think about that for a second. A handheld controlled drone that you could throw up into the sky and use to survey the area. And maybe there's a kind of mechanic on that drone that you could spot animals with. So some kind of camera that you could actually use to spot the animals. Just like this. So if we use the binoculars and do this. Picture this being a drone, but spotting the animal from the skies. Let me know what you guys think about that in the comments, because, Taco, I think you're in agreement. That would be so sick in this game.
Oh, that'd be ideal. I'd love to have a drone.
It'd be so good. The rain is super loud as well. If you guys can't really hear Taco at the minute, it's because of the stupid rain. Right, have you got a good shot?
I got a decent shot, yeah.
Go for it, bud. Two clean hits. You running for the hills? Which bullets did you use? The flat nose?
No, I used
Oh.
hollow points. I see her.
Yeah, I thought there was another one though somewhere around here.
Black tail. Marked.
I don't even know if that's worth it with that kind of range. If I had the 270 on me or the 338, then I'd definitely take that shot, but with this one... Oh, there we go, the range cleared up. Right, let's see if we can go for it then, as soon as she stops.
Get my grunt collar, I can try to bring her in.
Is that one behind us? It is, isn't it? Oh, there's a male, I'm marking for you. I didn't see him, he was hidden in the rocks.
There he is.
Yeah.
Go take the shot if you got it.
I think, is that your moose too? See, the difference between this and the Model 86, I definitely hit it.
That's a different moose, so it's registering at 75 to 100 still. That looked like a pretty big blacktail.
Yeah, it's a big rack. I keep saying it, but the difference between this and the Model 86 is this one has a lot more recoil than the 86 does.
Yes.
And you feel it as well.
Yeah, it tells you. It's one of the things when you're clicking through and checking the stats of them, that's one of the things it says is the huge jump, almost 75% of the slide bar for recoil.
And from the episode that we just recorded, guys, which again pretty much is an epic fail for for losing that episode, we actually found out, well, at least I did, that this thing has got a lot more stopping power than the 86. Although the Model 86 is still a nice rifle, it's definitely usable. Like, I would advise you guys take a look at it if you've got the credits to. But this thing, it's definitely got a lot more stopping power. We've taken down, I think it was 2 moose before, Taco, like 6 whitetail, yep. And a couple. Wait, you took a bear down as well, didn't you? Was that
yep.
with the lever action?
Yep, that was with us as well.
Nice.
The 45.
The only downside to this rifle is when we started the episode today, I think I had in the region of over 50,000 credits, and I'll show you guys what I've got left. And this is after another full episode. I'm back up to 13,000. I think I was down to 6,000 credits. Yeah, 40-something thousand it was for this rifle. It's not cheap, but it's a cool rifle nonetheless. And we managed to get the challenge. I don't know which, was it this one? I think it was. Yeah, I'm going to go in this way. Are you still tracking your moose?
Yeah, she's down to 25 to 50, so she's dropping at a nice steady pace.
Okay.
Won't be too bad. She shouldn't be too far up.
Right, I'm going to try and close the distance on this one then, and we'll meet back up once you've grabbed your moose and I've grabbed this one.
Okay, yep, I see her right here.
Oh, do you have another male deer?
Yep.
I've got another female here, and I think the male that I got... Please tell me that wasn't a hitbox. It was as well. What is wrong with the hitboxes? That's quite a way away. Also, while I'm on that note, because it did remind me of the previous episode, that previous episode I was just full of these stupid hitboxes in the game. If you don't know what we mean by that, by the way, I'll be really clear with it, especially on this map, because this is where I suffer with it the most. These trees that you guys can see, they have huge hitboxes. Not all of them, but most of them. Like, and what that means is if you're going to shoot an animal that is just hidden behind it, you can see the tree there. There'll be like an invisible hitbox, which sometimes affects the trajectory of the bullet, and it stops it. And sometimes in Call of the Wild, well, most of the time when me and Taco are out, we experience these hitboxes on a ridiculous scale. Some of them are as thick as skyscrapers, and the rocks as well, we're finding that are the same way too. So if you don't necessarily hit a target, if it's in a dense, like, wooded area or with a lot of trees and stuff, that's probably why it's the hitboxes coming into effect. Which I did jot down, Taco, on the survey. So hopefully they'll
yes,
see it.
And I forgot about the hitbox. I sat there for quite a while, just pondering things I wanted to mention to him. That was one thing I did forget about.
All right, we got him. I only hit him once too. Okay, we got it. Any luck on your moose?
Yeah, I got the moose. Had another one roll in. I got a male calling over here.
Also, I should say to you guys, while I've just collected that deer, I did notice something from the previous episode. Now, you have to remember, guys, as well, a lot of the time when we're recording these episodes, me and Taco will record for either anywhere from an hour all the way to about 6 hours worth of recording, depending on what we've got in the episode for you guys. So I do cut a lot of stuff out, and we did see the feedback on the previous episode about the integrity with the 223. I always get it wrong. Is it the 223 Taco? The Descent or the Descent? We did see a lot of helpful people letting us know it was because I took multiple shots, but prior to that musk deer, I took another 2 down with single shots, and I still didn't get any integrity with it. And I even changed the ammo from polymer to the normal rounds. So we couldn't quite work out, and that's why you saw that in that episode. But even so, we do appreciate all the helpful advice that we get and all the feedback. Well, we've got another one. There she is. Right, let's see if the hitbox of this bush here is going to affect it. Nope, she's down. But yeah, we do get a lot of feedback from you guys, which is always appreciated. A lot of cool little tips from you guys. I'm guessing most of you that are watching this video have either played a lot of this, because I did see a lot of lists on my Twitter, a lot of notifications on my Twitter for people getting diamond kills in Call of the Wild. And I was only talking to Taco before in the actual episode. Some of the shots, some of the animals that you guys find are insane. Not just the diamonds, though. The golds as well that you guys are getting. They're really cool. It's really cool to see that you guys send me those pictures in of what it is you found. I'm noticing a trend, though. I don't know if you noticed this, Taco. Where was your... Wait, what's that? Nothing. It's a tree. It's just the white tip of a tree. Where was your diamond? Was it Layton?
Yeah, so it's here at Layton Lake. It was elk, but it was up, I think, in Willow Peg. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was up in Heighton Peaks Canyon, or maybe Calburn. I can't remember. It was in one of those canyons.
I'm noticing a bit of a trend. Most of the people that sent pictures in or tagged me in Twitter on a really cool like animal that they've got. I'd say 90% of them were Layton Lake. PC players too, yeah. There were some console players, which is cool to see. And Taco's been informing me that the console version of Call of the Wild is much harder because he's not used to it.
Oh.
And it's...
it feels like there's a lot more sway when you're aiming or ADSing. It's a lot harder to balance.
Is that not, though, because you don't have the perks that you have on your PC account?
I would think so, but I don't remember that even when I didn't have the perks enabled on here. I don't remember it being that bad and that challenging.
Oh, yeah, it really was.
I mean, holding your breath for an extended period of time, I expected that, cause that caught me off guard because I wasn't used to it, because I do have that perk where you can hold your breath longer. But it definitely caught me off guard in that, where it just, I was not expecting all of a sudden, I hold my breath and all of a sudden breathing again, and then you start bouncing everywhere. But yeah, it's just because you have a constant sway in the game, and even without the perk, when you enable that, there's not a huge notice. I mean, there's a difference, but not as bad as it seems like it is in on console.
See, I'm surprised you said that, because that's what I was really struggling with when I first started playing, or when we started playing together. Because you had a couple of perks under your belt, and you knew which way you were going with the perks, and I was a complete newbie to it. And I was suffering from the sway, and I was really struggling with it.
Yeah, and when I do a reset on some of my skills, I'll test it out before I even apply that skill. I want to see if it's a noticeable difference in how challenging it is. Though I did shoot a buck over here too, I thought.
But like I said to you guys at the beginning of this episode, with that survey that went around, if anyone's wondering, I think it's closed now. Is that right, Taco? The devs did it for a 2-day or a day period to fill it out?
Yeah, well, when I found out about it, it was only a day left. That was the problem. They tweeted out that don't forget to fill out the survey, but it felt like that was the first time I saw it. So I even went through their tweets and I didn't see anything prior to that. So yeah, I had one day, and I shared it. I put it in comments in your last video, hoping that people would see it. fill it out. But and then I
Yeah,
also
I know a lot of
retweeted it.
people got that because
But,
they were tweeting it to me too. I think I had like 13, 14 people tweeting it to me to fill out. But by that time, guys, I think me and Taco had already filled it out because we were already talking about what answers. You know, like when you take a test as a kid, what answer did you put? What answer did you put after you've taken an exam when you see friends? we were kind of doing that as if to see kind of what each other's answers were and what things you'd want to see in the game. But I'm actually still interested in that. Even if you didn't fill out the survey, what would you guys like to see in the game? And it can be out there. Be crazy with it. Because I did put some stuff down on the survey. I'm trying to bring that female deer in, but I've lost eyes. She was just over there. I did put some stuff down on that survey, which is probably never going to see the light of day from the devs. Stuff like special events with mythical creatures. That doesn't have to make sense, you know, it's just for a little bit of fun. But then I went a little bit more serious in terms of actually helping them fix the game. Things like with the audio. Everybody knows when you use these revolvers, especially this one, the Focoso. 1 second, Taco. I've got... There's a deer somewhere around here, and I can't tell where it is. I know it's right in front of me, but I can't see it. Okay. We tagged her. But yeah, everybody knows the Focoso. When you fire this thing, it almost makes your ears bleed. It is the loudest thing in the game, at least from what I know. I mean, the 338 and stuff's loud, the Magnum's loud, the 7mm. But I just think that the Focoso, or however you say it, is just so loud.
Well, yeah, I mean, speaking of broken audio, we did a recording a month ago or so that I fired it at the beginning of the episode and we didn't realize it.
Oh, yeah, that's true. Yeah, that happened. I don't know if that was my PC, though, because I was changing some stuff around. So, I mean, it could have been though, but you never know. But I did put some serious stuff down. The point I was trying to make was that I did put some serious stuff down, like some way of customizing the audio a little bit on the weapons if it's too loud for people, just to lower it. So I did go from one end of the spectrum to the other end, one being really outlandish suggestions to the devs, and then one being more sensible stuff that can help them fix the game. So, because you never know which way the devs are going to sway. So it's always good, and that's what these surveys are for.
Yeah, and I was happy to see the survey. I was happy I caught it too before it was time's up, because that's definitely things that we've always talked about.
Did you put any silly things down?
I did put Bigfoot and as well, and I put it as like a special event as well, like a Halloween or a big. Actually, I labeled Bigfoot as like a Bigfoot week or a Bigfoot month, where it's just one special event. We know it's coming, and then it's because they have their community challenge.
Right, I'm putting you on the spot right now. I'm putting you on the spot right now, Taco. You can't choose a Bigfoot because they've already. Let's just say they've already confirmed they're going to do a Halloween event where you're trying to track down a Sasquatch. Okay, now the devs have come to you and they've said, pick a different creature to hunt down. Go. You're on the spot.
Yeah. I don't know. A witch. I have no idea. Well, you put me on the spot. I have no idea. I don't know. Bigfoot's the only thing I really want.
I've been thinking because of the episode we've just made. I can't get it out of my head now as well. Picture this, all right? Now this is really crazy, and a lot of people are gonna hate this, but I'm just throwing it out there, okay? A special event, roughly around Halloween, where at night time there is a challenge that comes into effect. It's nighttime in Leighton Lake. I'm gonna set the scene, guys. You ready? It's nighttime in Leighton Lake. Everything is pitch black. You and your hunting buddy are out, just looking around to see what's in this place, and then all of a sudden, a giant UFO comes in the sky, just like that bird there, and it comes to a complete stop. You see a green light touch the grass, and then it drops some beings off, and you've got to find out what they are and take them down. Aliens, Taco!
That would be good.
How cool would that be?
I'd love to do aliens. We've talked about that earlier with if we made an alien hunting game on another planet.
Predators.
And, Predator style, yeah.
If anyone's seen the movie Predators, when they get dropped off on that kind of other world, I guess, or the planet, which is essentially just one huge reserve for the Predators to test their skills. I think if me and Taco had enough backing to do that, I think that's what we would make like right now. We were saying earlier on while we were playing today that there is a huge gap in the market at the moment for a good Alien game. So if there's any developers out there thinking of developing a game and you have the talents and means to do so, please make a really cool Alien game. We need one, guys. We need one really bad. I'm trying to think for everyone at home what else was in the survey, because it wasn't just a one-page thing, was it? There was like multiple questions going on, over 20 questions maybe.
Yeah. It started out with a demographic survey.
Yeah.
And then it just based off of like how your age group, male or female, that type of stuff, and then it jumps right into what are you looking for into the game, and what are you interested in when it comes to the DLCs.
Oh yeah, that was it, wasn't it? Yeah, the DLC route. They mentioned would players prefer to see more DLC, smaller versions of DLC more often, or big, huge updates like two, maybe 3 times a year. I think I picked smaller DLC just because I like the idea of new things being in the game all of the time. Which then, if they do that, if they do smaller versions of DLC, I'm going down this way, Taco, because I'm going to take I'm going to head west down the railroad tracks and just head all the way that way.
Okay.
Because we've not been down that way for a while. But I would like to see smaller versions of DLC, which doesn't really impact them too much, so it's not too much of a strain on the development team. So maybe if they did want to release something like a new reserve, they could still work on that in the background.
Mm-hmm.
Which kind of makes sense for everyone.
That's the way to go, especially for us, because we have so many hours into the game. Small updates, whether it's a weapon skin or two here and there, and our new animal, or even variants of animals. They're talking about maybe just doing the variations of the existing animals. Would be ideal. It's not just random updates, and like you said, maybe 3 times a year, drop a huge new map in one case, and then some, a new vehicle. I'd love to have a Jeep or something that one of us jumps into drive, the other person jumps into passenger.
See, the problem that I've got though with a Jeep is there are still a few issues with the ATV, right? We both know that. There's if you guys at home don't know, if you haven't got the ATVs in your game, I'll give you guys a quick idea. The ATVs are brilliant in Call of the Wild. They save you so much time from getting from different areas. Obviously, there's drawbacks. There's the noise pollution that it does to the wildlife. I don't mean that by the actual gas coming out of the ATV. I mean it scares them off. Oh wait, there's something here. Did you clip something?
Yeah, this was the moose that I shot.
The problem with the ATVs at the moment is that if you come across a stick, and I'm talking a stick, I'll show you guys. Let me see if I can find one. It's one of those really thin or skinny branches. There's going to be none in this area now. I just know it.
Well, that's one thing that console does have better than PC is the way the ATVs drive.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is they use the PC version as almost like a beta test, don't they, before they change it over to console. But for some reason, stuff like this here, I mean, even skinnier than this is just an example I'm giving you guys at home. If you hit this with an ATV, if you're doing 30, 40 miles an hour, this will stop you dead in your tracks. And I mean, I know because I've driven ATVs before, or quads, whatever you want to call them, that they would just snap straight through that, especially with some of the quads and ATVs you can get with the power that they have. And you would imagine in terrain like this, you'd have one with fairly decent power. But if you introduce something like a Jeep or anything that can do this environment, you're going to have so many more problems, like rolling it on its side or, things like that. With it being a 2-seater too, how is that going to work? Because they've never done that before. I mean, we're just saying it as if it's going to be in the game. We don't know 100% yet.
Right. And, they have improved it, though. When they first dropped the ATVs, we were all excited. And we would hit anything and go rolling.
The thing is, though, they were tanks, weren't they? They were complete tanks, the ATVs.
They figured a little bit out where, you're not constantly... you're not getting stuck on all the little bushes and stuff like that. You can actually drive through them now. Running low on 45 ammo. I didn't realize. Down to 4 shots.
Have you been using it a lot?
Yeah.
Wait, there's one right in front of us. Go for it. The loudest gun in the world. I'm going to edit that down for you guys so it literally doesn't make your ears bleed. But again, that's one of the things that we mentioned in the survey. Things like being able to turn, just mess a little bit with the audios of certain rifles if you need to. More customizable options would be nice in a game like this. What's that in front of you?
Rabbit.
Dangerous animal in the game. Watch out.
Yep.
Extreme caution, Taco. Using that hand cannon. Watch out. I got you. Yeah, he's backed off. I think he smells danger. Also, on that note, I did touch on this with the recording that failed, but there was a lot of people who messaged me saying, Fooster, you do know that rabbits and the weasels on Medved Tiger, they're not dangerous, right? We know, guys. We say it because when me and Taco have been driving the ATVs before, they don't move. As you've probably seen and have tried to point out in an episode before, they don't move. They are the literal definition of the immovable object. If you try and run over them, they will flip that ATV and you will fire straight up into the sky. And same for the weasels too. They're exactly the same, and that's why we call them the most dangerous animals in the game. So yeah. Oh.
Oops, charging. Or at least it made the sound of the charge.
I only caught that in my peripheral.
Nice. I heard a little grunt, but no visual popped up.
Fat bum of a bear just going across the tracks.
It made that. You can tell when they're about to charge because they'll do that growl.
Yeah, that's the same one. Oh, it's not happy, this bear. What did you say that range was of that deer?
400 yards now.
Oh.
Or 400 meters.
Don't do it, bear. Don't do it, bear. Okay.
Oh.
He's attacking.
He's down.
Oh, that was not a happy bear. So if everyone knows, so you don't feel bad, this bear has been a menace to Leighton Lake. He's been stealing people's food, and dogs have been disappearing. Wasn't even that great. I've noticed that. I never really get great scores from Leighton Lake bears.
What are you talking about? You have a better score.
Yeah, I know. Apart from that one, that one gold bear that I got.
Mm-hmm.
But I never really get. I don't even. I think I used the 270 on it. I know it really doesn't matter, but it's just the way my mind works.
Yeah, there's a lot of bears, so I think it just comes down to.
That was a beautiful lucky voice crack you just did there, Taco.
Don't judge me. Getting pimples. I finally got it. I think that bear was definitely aggressive.
Oh, there's another one. Tango down.
Nice. He was running on his own, wasn't he?
Yeah, I don't know if that...
That might have been the first.
Do you know what I'm thinking? Yeah, I was going to say there could have possibly been two bears. The one that we've just got on the actual railroad tracks was a different one that was just annoyed because we were in its area, and this was actually the first one.
This one has according from what we just shot just now, it should have been 3 shots, right? I think you shot twice. I shot once.
Yes.
So yeah, if there's more than 3 shots on this, then definitely.
Yeah, this was the original one.
Okay. I got 0 cash for that, 0 XP. What was my hit for? 0?
I think it might have been a low percentage. I'm really surprised though. Like it just goes to show. We were up there at the railroad tracks. Look at where that bear tracked itself to. It ran away into the tree line, around, and back round this way. Oh, there's a deer. Go away. I'm trying to bring it. Did you see that? I said go away and it turned away straight away.
Dude, once again. Warning call.
Oh, she's further away than she was before. Do you have your bow and arrow on you?
Nope.
Okay. Right. I'm just going to use the hand cannon on this.
Okay. Yeah, go ahead. Nice shot.
I wonder why, at such close range with this, it doesn't take them down straight away. I know every animal is different, but I mean just generally in this game.
Right.
Okay, there we go. I mean, here's credits. I'll take... Oh, there's a feed zone. Alright, guys, so I think we are going to end things up. I do apologize. Oh, wait a second. We are not going to end things up just yet. Taco, don't move. Whatever you do, don't move. I'll be right back. I just downed a bear with one shot.
Really? Nice.
Yep. It stood up on its hind legs, and when you looked at me, I saw it move in the background, you know. That ended up really weird, the way it stopped. Oh, it's a silver. Okay.
Nice. Weath.
Alright, guys, so I think we are going to end. I apologize that the episode might seem a little bit all over the place because of what happened to us before with the audio breaking on the original recording. But hopefully you guys got some sort of an idea of what could be coming to Call of the Wild in terms of, like, content, DLC, whatever they choose to put it with. But things like we were saying before, vehicles, the weapons, the animals, maybe different reserves, that all came up in that survey that me and Taco, and I'm guessing a bunch of you guys, ended up filling out. So it can only mean good things that the devs are really thinking about bringing new stuff this year. But the question still stands. Let me know in the comments if there's anything you think Call of the Wild could have to make the game better. As far as I'm concerned, if I'm thinking like in terms of real things, I said it to Taco before and I touched on it with you guys. I would love a drone in this game.
Yeah.
I just think it'd go so well. Are you in agreement with that, or is there anything you think, Taco?
No, definitely a drone. If they're going to add something unique, a drone, after you mentioned that, that got me thinking a drone would definitely be the way to go. It'd just be
so
recon.
good. Even if you're not looking at the animals and using it for, like you just said, recon, just to fly it through this reserve, or all of them for that matter, because that way you could really appreciate how cool the maps are and the effort that's gone into making them, you know?
Mm-hmm. Well, and that's, you know, they had that mission. Now it's simplified, nerfed down to 2 bears or 2 shots, 2 bears or 2 pictures of bears.
But you could have used the drone for that.
A lot easier, you would have thought. You know, if you go right in on a couple bears near each other and take a picture, and yeah,
I think it would add a different element to the missions as well. Because if they do drop something, let's just say they do drop a drone, they could add a bunch of missions with it. You know, and that's more content for the game.
Yeah, a lot more content.
Okay, so like we say, we are going to end things up. Taco, thank you very much for joining me again.
Always, buddy.
And I see what you're getting ready to do. The people at home know you now. And you've got the loudest pistol. They know what you're doing. They know, Taco.
Look, I have nothing. Hold on. Wait. Nothing.
Thank you guys for watching. Thank you so much for your support. And we'll see you all in the next one.